a craft along using Dollar Tree supplies. Okay, everyone that is supposed to have Dollar Tree at least 6 rolls to accomplish this. A foam board, a face that you have selected for yourself to use, some pliers for your chenille stems, rotary cutter to cut the deco mesh, a tool to punch holes in your foam board. It's like flowers or whatever fabric, jewels, whatever you would like to use to embellish your your diva, and some type of makeup for her lips if you're going to do makeup, and her eye. I'm using glitter today. You can use paint, you can use markers, whatever you prefer. So let's get started, guys. First thing we're going to do, the first thing I'm going to do, if you're doing a frame, you can leave your foam board the size that it is or cut it to the size that you want it to be. Okay, for example, if you're going to use the whole foam board, you place it either horizontal or vertical, whichever way you're going to do it, and then you're going to glue your face to the foam board. Okay, if you're going to do a wreath, which I'm going to do, you can leave it whole and cut it later, or you can cut out your circle like we did on one of my videos before. You can cut out your circle in advance. So because I'm not using a reef wire, I'm using the reef foam. I'm going to use a 10-inch reef wire to trace, and then I'm going to cut out the foam board for it. And I'm only cutting on the outside of it. And this has 1, 2, 3 spaces. Actually 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So you can make it however small or large as you need it to be for your picture. So as you're going through, to make it easier for yourself, you can take your pen or pencil, whatever you're using to cut out, to trace this circle, and you kind of score it as you're going along. So when you use your X-Acto knife or scissors, you don't have to work so hard to get it cut off of the board. And I wanted to do this because I did not want to rush. I did not want to rush because a lot of people have questioned me, and some of the steps in my videos I have edited out and just included the main content. So we're going to do this one together. So I have my circle, and I'm getting ready to use my X-Acto knife to cut it out. It'll make your life a lot easier if you do it that way. And it doesn't have to be perfectly cut because your mesh is going to cover it. And if you're going to cover the back, cover up your chenille stems, I would advise you to cut out the same size circle. And then that way you can lay it right over top of, glue it over top of what you already have. You're going to see blue. Sometimes I have to go over, but I'm not going to go over anything. I'm going to take my time so that way we can do it. Get it done, one and done. To all of my subscribers, I hope you guys are here. All the new subscribers or anyone's watching, thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. we're going to be working on some lamps that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. We're going to do some embellishments to those, to the lamps. And you know those lampshades, you don't have to use it on that short Dollar Tree lamp. That lampshade can be used, it can be used on any lamp that it'll fit over top of. So we're cutting out our foam reform. That's what it is. Hope you guys are having a great day. It's a beautiful day. I couldn't decide on a time for this, but I figure 12 o'clock, if no one's staring around, at least 12 o'clock, someone would be staring around. Some people have been staring around long before now. But if this is coffee time, tea time, hey, my coffee, tea time people. I've had my coffee. I needed it today to do this. I did. I really did. Okay, so here we have our circle foam board cut off. And then what you want to do is make sure she's going to look. She's going to look right on your board. If you have not glued her down, I already had mine on the foam board. If you guys have seen that video, the cheat sheet, I glue my faces down on that foam board and then I cut them out. So she's already cut out. But if yours is not cut out, what you're going to do is you're going to glue her to your foam board. Just like that. You're going to glue the face to the foam board. And then this is the space you're going to work your mesh into. Okay, but because I have her on foam board and I'm showing you guys this in case you do it that way another time. So I'm going to place her here in the corner. So I'm going to take my pen because I don't want to put mesh in this space. So I'm going to take my ink pen and draw where I want my mesh to start and end. And you can always, once you're done, if she needs something up here in her hair, if she needs mesh, or if you're going to use a piece of a scarf or anything like that, jewels, bling wrap, you have this much of her head left. Okay. So, first thing you want to do with this is you're going to punch your holes where you want your mesh to be. I would advise you to do either a 1/2 inch or an inch. I'm going to do an inch apart. Each of my holes are going to be an inch apart, not too close to the edge because stem through, it will tear the foam board. Okay, so the size that I just used, the 10-inch wreath, we're going to do we're going to do 12 holes, which means you're going to need to cut out 6 pieces of mesh. And we're going to put these 6 in so we'll know how far to space as we go out. Okay, so make sure all of your holes went through because you want your pipe cleaner to just go right in. And I did not cut my mesh ahead of time because I said I was going to do it with you guys. So I'm using pink, and this is Place and Time. It's not 6-inch mesh, it's 5.5 mesh. It's 30 feet. Okay, so if you're using Dollar Tree mesh, you probably have 6 inches. And I'm not sure what their feet are on that, but I'm using 30 feet, which I do not think we're going to need 30 feet on this foam board. Okay, so let's get ready to cut. And I'm going to use, I want to use 20. Okay, 32. So remember, 6 pieces of your mesh. You can use 10-inch or you can do 20. I'm using 20 only because I don't have 6-inch mesh. And if you have a rough edge, just make that edge even. Okay. And we are using the scrunch method. You can use 10 inches. You can use 20. I am using 20 because this mesh is just 5.5. Okay, you're going to fold your ends, and you're going to scratch. And to avoid fray, you're going to fold it over and fold it over. And that's what it looks like. If you're going to use just one layer of mesh, then you can, I'm going to show you. You can put your chenille stem around, twist, and enter in the hole from the front. Okay. If you're going to use more than one layer, and that's what I'm going to do, I'm using more than one layer. So I'm going to feed my pipe cleaners through the back. Feed your pipe cleaner through the back. And then insert your mesh. And keep in mind this little space, this is a good visual to you too. This is where her head's going to be. So that's going to help you guide. This is going to help you guide this mesh, this first layer that you're laying down. I'm not putting mine in the center because I don't want it to cover her whole face. Okay, if you want to, you can put her there. Put her there. You should already have her there if you glued it down. And you can basically see where the mesh is going to fall. Okay. That girl looks like my niece. Lord have mercy. That girl looks like my niece. Okay. So if you're going to add more than one layer, then you're going to feed your pipe cleaners from behind. So go ahead. Finish cutting your 6 pieces of mesh. I'm going to feed mine through the back. For those that are just joining in, hi, happy Saturday. Thanks for joining me. This is not going to be one of those fast videos. It is going to be fast, but not as fast as the past couple of ones I've loaded or have been. We had a giveaway, September giveaway of some Divas. And this young lady that I'm working on, I'm going to name her Doris in honor of one of my aunts that I lost to cancer. So this is kind of like bittersweet craft along when I think about it. I wasn't sure. I wanted to use white mesh, but then I rethought it. You know, it's October. This is Awareness Month. So we miss her. And pink was actually her favorite color. So when I'm done with this, I'll be giving this to one of her daughters. So anybody that's out there that's lost a loved one due to that illness, just their family, for them, whether they've lost their life to it, going through it, survived it, just remember. All right, guys, so we're going to our mesh in that first row so we can decide how far apart we're going to add the next layer. And there is no written method of or right or wrong way to do this or space this. You do it as you go along, because not all mesh is created equal. I don't know how you guys are doing with the Dollar Tree mesh. I have done Divas. Actually, one of my Divas, if you see the thumbnail on the Diva giveaway, there's the same face and she has sunflowers. That was done with Dollar Tree mesh. And I used 6 rolls. If you're crafting along with me and you did not see the beginning of this live, you should be able to catch up. All we did was we took the foam board, we cut out a circle. If you did not cut out a circle, that's fine. You can have an imaginary circle. Glue your lady down, because you can always cut the circle after you've applied all of the mesh. If you're going to use the whole foam board and keep it as a frame, I hope you embellish it on the edges. Make it look like a frame. Pretty full. That's the first layer. All right, guys, this is number 6. And I'm just going to get my face again in there. And make sure and it's just where I want her. All right. The reason why I said we're going to lay the first layer down before we decide where to punch the other holes is because I wanted to see where this mesh stopped. So you see where it stopped. So now you're going to punch your holes along the edge of where this mesh ended. So we're going to do 2, 4, 6, 7. Remember they're an inch apart. 8, 10, 12. So we're cutting 6 more. 6 more at 10 inch, 6 more at 20 inch. I'm using 20 inch. I've never known that to happen when I use it on fabric, but I don't use it as much on fabric as I do on this mesh. The wheel rolled right off. All right, there are my 6. So I have my 6, and since I'm feeding from the back, it makes it a lot easier for me. If you're feeding from the front, that's good too, because you can cut your chenille stems in half. You don't need to use this whole 12 inches. You can cut them in half. So I'm going to feed. I'm sorry, guys. I have 7. If you have 6, that's fine, and it worked. I have 7 chenille stems, which should be right. Each level should have, the next 2 levels should have 1 extra. If we started with 6, then 7, then 8, then 10, and then it's going to get shorter again. But we'll get there. If you want to go ahead and punch your holes ahead, you can, because you can see how much space is between the 2 rows. So you can equally space it out. You can equally space it out and then punch your holes, and then you can roll right on through this. But let's get caught up. And keep in mind, this one, I can hang this on my door actually, because I have 2 doors. So I have a door in between where it won't get wet or anything like that. So I can put this on my front door. But if your door is exposed to the weather, you won't be able to use this unless you find some type of way to waterproof the foam board. And I'm sure you guys are going to think of that. Or maybe Dollar Tree will think about us and our crafting, and they'll come up with something if they're watching. Okay, so see, I've put all my pipe cleaners through. And we're just gonna, it's just repetitive. We're gonna go through and do the same thing. Scrunch our mesh. Scrunch our mesh and insert into those pipe cleaners. And the only reason why I'm going to use more than one layer is basically because I want to give, I don't want it to, her face be the same level as the mesh. I want it to appear as if she has embellishment, as the mesh is her hair embellishment. Okay, Cindy, how do you do that? Okay. How many of these have you guys made? If this isn't your first time, and what did you use for your base? Did you use reef wire? Did you use foam board? Did you use the canvas? You can poke holes in the canvas, but you have to be very careful because it is delicate and it will tear. And I actually have 2 rolls of mesh here. If you guys are doing the Dollar Tree mesh, you should have 6 rolls. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I cut my mesh. I don't usually cut 1 roll at a time. I usually cut off camera. I usually do 4, but on camera I've done 2. So I'm getting ready to double up on my cutting because by now, you guys may already have all of your mesh cut out. Get that uneven edge off. I can see your comments and I can see your likes and dislikes. If you dislike it, that's too bad. Because my motto is, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, no matter what. Because, you know, there's some people a lot worse off than what. Hey, Ruth, how are you? You know you're a winner. You got to send me your information so that I can send your Diva off to you. And you did see which ones were going to be for week 1, 2, 3, and 4. We didn't have a week 4 winner because the comments were good. I appreciate them, but they weren't related to the giveaway. I know you're always there with me. I appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. And after this video, I know you're going to be doing these if you haven't already. Okay, so I cut up some more mesh. And I know you guys have to just... So again, we're going to go along this edge and punch our holes. The last row was 7. This one should be 8, which is 16 holes. I'm going to speed it up a little. This mesh is really good. I have minimal fray. The only fray is from it pulling on each other. Okay, so this one should be 8, which is 16 punches. So yep, 16. So this one's first row was, if you cut your circle out using a 10-inch ring, 6 punches, 7 punches, 8 punches times 2. Okay. You go ahead and do your times 2. I'm going in and I'm filling in where I had my pipe cleaners. Remember I said I was going to do more than one layer. I'm just doing that for depth because mine is going to be a wreath and not a frame. So if you're doing a wreath and you're doing it this way, the way I'm doing it, you just open up that pipe cleaner and put your additional mesh on top of what you already have. Okay, that's fine if you didn't get notified, but if you go read the description. All I ask is that you send me your email so we can communicate there, exchange information, and then I can get it out to you. That's fine. And I'm just going to use two layers because we're doing this as a craft along. And I want to finish it. So if I wasn't doing a craft along, I would put 3 layers at least on here. And if you're doing it this way, put your face there and make sure that your second layer is not covering her face. Pretty in pink. She's going to be pretty in pink. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. If you guys are crafting along with me, would you send me a picture of what you made to Facebook, if you have Facebook, to Cynthia's Creations? I'd like to see and share your creation. I love mesh. I don't know why. It's just I love it. And this pink is really pretty. And this Diva applied to the foam board, it can work with any mesh wrapping method. I like the curls also. If you want to do the bubble, you can do the bubble as well. And here we go, cutting some more mesh. That'll give you guys time to cut some more mesh. If you're done with that third row, let's see. If you're done with that third row, go ahead and punch your holes an inch apart for the next row, because you should only have 1 or 2 rows. You should have just 1.5 rows left to do, and then you'll be done. Hi, Lily. Gotcha. I'll check it when I'm done with this video. Thank you so much, Lily. And congratulations. I love reading you guys' comments. It's just like saying hello. I appreciate it. I say hello back. Now, if you're going to double up, you're going to need more mesh because I just went through two rolls, okay? When I did the live on the other night, I did explain that you can't rush through these, and I try to speed it up because it's repetition. But as you can see, it takes some time. If you're doing this one, though, it shouldn't take any more than an hour if you have your mesh cut out. It really shouldn't. It shouldn't take any more than an hour. So this is a quick, easy DIY. So you guys are probably finished or on your last row, and I'm just getting into my third row, and I'm going to try to make this one my last row, so I can show you guys how to apply her to this. And then I'm going to add flowers. Flowers for Doris. And I know she's smiling at me because that's what she did. She always did. And you know what? She was a seamstress. She used to make prom dresses, wedding dresses. And I was younger. And you sit around them and you see them doing these things. And when you're young, sometimes you're not interested. And I mean, she made award-winning prom and wedding dresses. And I wish I could sew the way she did. I should have paid attention. Sometimes you don't realize it until it's later. So it's not too late, but it is later. I didn't eat today, guys. I had a cup of coffee, which was my meal. And I sure wish someone would walk that door with a BLT. And I'm live, so someone just may walk through here with a BLT. Like the way your canvas, your foam boards are coming along, guys. And what I didn't do was I thought these 2 rolls were going to be enough for me. I didn't decide to do the 2 layers until after the video started. So if you guys give me a minute, I'm going to need to grab another roll of mesh for myself. And you guys can get caught up or get finished, because the next, I'm also going to turn the glue gun on for my flowers, because I do not want this to be incomplete. I want you to have, and always go back to it. If you missed a step, you can always send me a question or email or whatever you need to do, because I got a feeling you guys are going to be making a lot of these for gifts. If I can make someone smile with a Dollar Tree Supply Diva, that's what I'm going to do. Because tomorrow is not promised. We think about, if you haven't had your exam, your breast cancer exam, if you don't go get them, guys. One of the Facebook groups, I don't know if you guys are crocheters, but one of the Facebook groups, Classy Kim, her crochet group, she's doing random acts of kindness, and she asked me to let you guys know, my subscribers and anyone that's watching, if you crochet or know anyone that crochets. She's doing cozy at like places where people get breast cancer exams, places where people are being treated with chemo. And a coaster can be like 4 inches, 3 or 4 inches around. I started on mine today. Here's one. And it has to be done with 100% cotton. That way it won't slide. I went a little overboard. That's like a mug coaster instead of a cup coaster. So it can be like 3 or 4 inches around. And if you get one skein of cotton, you should be able to get, well, I can't say because I don't know how many yards you're going to have. But for what I have, I at least want to send her 20. And it doesn't take a lot of time to crochet those up. If you need a tutorial on how to crochet a coaster, let me know. If not, she go over to Facebook and she has her address there. It's Classy Kim's Crochet. She has her address there. You can send them all at once, or you can send them to me, and I'll make sure she gets them. She's ordered tags for them. She's ordered the plastic bags that they're going to go in for her to leave them. That's so nice. That's like paying it forward. Okay. God bless you, Devonia. I understand. I understand. And trust me, I put everybody in my prayers because every time I go to get my test, I'm a little nervous, but God is in control. He's in control. That's why we have to stick together. We have to stick together. That's why I love what Miss Kim, Classy Kim, is doing with the random acts of kindness. She's not doing it for breast cancer. She actually started before the month of October. But it's just so much. It's nice when you can just think of other people. So you guys will be a little patient with me because I don't want this to be incomplete. So I need to grab another mesh. And I don't have any on hand up here. So I'm back, guys. I don't know if that was fast. I challenge you guys to make someone's day. Make one of these. Give it to a survivor or someone that's going through. I need to get my glue gun going because that is the next step. I do have one more row left, but you really can't see it. And I'm going to do that one off camera, but I do have enough of this mesh on to show you guys how to apply the face and how I add my flowers. If you have sprays, Dollar Tree has some adhesive spray. So what you do is when you get done, you hold it out, you cut any frays. I always fold mine to avoid the frays. Fold my mesh on both ends to avoid a lot of fraying. But you cut your frays off, and then you go through and you spray with the adhesive spray. If that makes you feel comfortable. So I didn't turn the glue gun on when I went to grab the other mesh. So while I'm waiting for that to heat up, this is how much you guys should have done. Wow. Thumbs up, Donna Marie. Thumbs up. Thank you. But she's not finished yet. We have to add her face, Donna. Just hold on. We're almost done. Okay, this is my last row, so I'm only going to put 4 more pieces of mesh to get that round shape that I want. Keep the round shape, the reef shape that I want. And this is just going to be one layer. So this is where I'm going to do what I showed you guys in the beginning, to put your pipe cleaner through the front instead of feeding it through the back. From the back, I'm sorry. And then you just twist it. I have a little tighter space because I put the glue gun up on the table. That's okay. You guys can still see. And if you're doing it this way, you can cut your pipe cleaners in half. If I'm reading your name wrong, I'm so sorry, Marie, because I'm far away from you guys' comments. Ivania. Oh, it says thank you. Oh, thank you guys. I love my sisters. All right, finish line. Okay. So now I'm getting ready to glue my lady to the foam board. So remember that half circle we drew in the beginning? We're going to smush her right in there. Look at your wreath. Make sure, because this is her hair. She has meshy hair. Meshy hair. Make sure she's where you want her. And I'm going to turn mine up. You guys may not be able to see. Okay, I'm going to hold it down so I can always fluff the mesh back up. Glue stick. So remember, I already had her on a foam board. So I'm going underneath. Watch your fingers. And squirt my glue. Squirt my glue. I know that it's up against the mesh, then I'm going to hold it down. Until it adheres together. Cut off those pipe cleaners, guys. Did you get through? And if you didn't, you can go through now and cut off your pipe cleaners in the back. And I'm adding this pipe cleaner here just for more adhesion from her head, between her head and the foam board that I glued her to. See? That's all that's going to do. That's more security, more added security to make sure she stays on. And I do use Gorilla Glue sticks. My video is not sponsored by them. It should be as many Gorilla Glue sticks I purchased. It should be. We do, guys. We buy a lot of Gorilla Glue sticks. So she's pretty good. Now we're going to add flowers, or you add your bling, whatever you're going to add. You're going to add it to her. And I have some pink roses. If you want to use the green, you can. If you just want to use the head of the rose, you can do that. And I'm going to see how it looks with the green. Since this is a live, I don't have time to look at it. And I don't want to make a mistake on this, because this is for my cousin in memory of her mom. Or cousins, actually. She has a few children. This was a bush that I purchased from Walmart some time ago. They're silky, and it looks like a faded pink on the outside, and it's a really vibrant pink on the inside. So before I glue these down, I'm going to see what it looks like with the green leaf. And then without the green leaf. So I'm going to put her down without the green leaf. I'm going to hold on to it, because when I'm done, if you guys know me, I always walk away from these, and then when I come back, I see something else that needs to be done. But I'm going to save my green leaves, and then that way I can always glue them on later. So you're just going to add some glue. And remember, add it to a nice scrunched piece of mesh so it'll hold really good. Maybe like between two pieces of mesh. If you don't have flowers, you don't have to. If you have ribbon, You can use ribbon if you know how to work with the ribbon. Gorilla Glue is stronger. And I say that because sometimes I used to make silk funeral arrangements. And I would use the Gorilla Glue on the base with the styrofoam blocks. And it would hold with no problem. It wouldn't wobble or anything. But when I used the regular glue sticks, the hot temperature glue sticks, they would wobble. So I would have to go buy Gorilla Glue and add it, something like E6000, and add it, and then put the hot glue on, and then it would hold together stable. So it is better. Yes, I use Gorilla Glue because I don't like for any glue to fall off, and it glue will fall off. So I would say, like, just buy a small package, do the same type of craft, and see which one will hold up for you. Also, Gorilla Glue, it dries really fast. So you have to work with it fast because it does dry fast. I'm going to save this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like Gorilla Glue better. There may be some people that may think different though about the hot glue. And with your flowers, as you can space them close together if you like. You could spread them far apart. It's up to you. Whatever your eye sees. I don't know if I said this to you, but you don't have to use as much Gorilla Glue. I don't know if I said that. If this were the other glue, that I would have needed a few more pumps. Okay, guys, this is where, here are flowers. Okay. And this is where I'm gonna add makeup to her face. And I was gonna use pink, but I'm not gonna use pink. because I'm giving this to a person and they might want it to be a little more subtle. But you can always go over it if you don't like the color, the way the color comes out. And if you did not see my video on how I apply makeup, please go over there and you can see that all I do is add Mod Podge, some Deco Podge around the trim. I'm not an artist, so I have to go right with the outline of the lip. This is going to really change the look of her too. You can also use marker if you like. I use glitter because if I don't like it, I can always flake most of it off. That's my reason for using the glitter. And then it adds another element along with the mesh. Seems like this requires complete silence, right? And for her brows, I'm just going right underneath of her brows because I don't want to, again, I'm not an artist, so I don't want to have to go over anything. So that's going to alter her whole entire look. And make sure you had your coffee because you're going to need a steady hand. So we're going to shake it on and shake it off. Don't shake it on your cutting board. So you're going to shake it on after you add your glue. Let it sit just a couple seconds. A couple seconds. And then shake her off. She's not dry, but she is adhered. You can place your bling down here, but I'm going to a piece of mesh and flowers, and then we're done, guys. Great job. I can't wait to see yours. So I didn't measure this piece because I just wanted to come out looking like a bow tie. A hole puncher. One at the top of her neck. One at the bottom. And of course, when you're done, when her makeup's dry, you guys can add your finishing touches to her. I am going to put one rose here, and I'm going to leave the green on it since she has a bow tie. Let's see. I'm going to poke a little. Actually, I'm going to put her right through the same hole, but I'm going to add glue where I put the chenille stem, and I'm going to push the rose through that same hole. And this is the end of our craft along, guys. Here's the final. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you had your materials with you and were able to craft along. Again, you can add more flowers if you like. You can add a different color. But I think she came out cute. And then the back is very neat. So this is an easy way to get these done. I hope you enjoyed it. My subscribers, thank you guys. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a blessed day. And don't forget to go and get your exam and take a frame. You're welcome, Bruce. I don't know how long that took. An hour and 33 minutes. Yeah, that's about what it takes to do one like this. Doesn't take long. And I probably would have been done before that if I didn't do the live stream.